of a company. The applicants are required to come up with a constitution, which we also refer to as the Memorandum and Articles of Association, together with the ID card or passport of the shareholders. Then they pay for the incorporation fee. Together with, they are required also to submit a TIN certificate, which is in the name of the company itself. But prior to that, first, the law requires them to do a name reservation to ensure that that name does not exist. So once that is done, and then they pay the required fee, which is $500 to do the name reservation, we reserve the name for them. Thereafter, then they prepare their documentation, which they will submit to us. Amongst others, that is the memorandum, the articles, the ID cards of the shareholders, including the secretary and the directors. So once all those documents are submitted, together with the TIN certificate, then they will go to the cashiers who will do the entry, then to the how do you call it, the accountant, where they will do the payment, and then thereafter they will forward the documents to my office. Now, when they come, what we do is, I myself, I also have to go through the documents and then to see to it that they are in accordance with the requirements or the law. If they are met, I am obliged to register. So what I do is I go to the system, I approve. After the approval, then I will issue them with a certificate of registration as well as a certificate of incorporation, which I have to append my signature, then it is stamped and sealed with the seal of the company. Thank you.
Let's go to the companies that's...
And at the same time, normally they are required to submit 2 original copies. When we retain one, but sorry, I forgot to mention something. In addition to those documents they present for registration, there are some forms that we issue to them. So this form it's like a general form. They call them SWR7, where it contains a list where they are required to fill some particulars about the director, the secretary, etc. All these things combined, that is what they will go scan and upload onto the system. Thank you.
Okay, after that explanation, initially we requested for the handing over of documentation of these committees, these companies that we talked about. And if you are handing over the documents, what they entail, if there could be an explanation attached to each of the documents from these 3 companies that we mentioned. Let's proceed to that.
Okay, like basically, like when you look at the content of the memorandum, this is what contains the name of the company, the address, the objects of the company, that is to say what activity will they embark upon, like the registered address, the name of the subscriber, that is the shareholders, and the percentage of shares they hold, etc. Then together with the signature of a witness. Then thereafter comes in the articles and memorandum of association, which entails the issues of the director, the secretary, what they are required to do here and there. And then this also is accompanied with the CO31 and CO32 form, which accompanies this application. So then thereafter, once all those things are done, and then we issue them with a certificate. So, but then the certificate, once it is printed...
Hello, Madam Gomez?
Yes.
What actually we are requesting,
yeah.
We don't want you to have a general explanation of all of them. Treat them individual companies. The company had document A, B, C.
Okay.
So each of those documents, can we have an explanatory note?
Okay.
Attached to it?
Okay. I don't know, sorry. I don't know whether I'm not getting you clearly or so. But then, in our system,
yes.
When you go to the report on the system, it gives, you can extract the company analysis report. Yes, and the company analysis report actually tells you the date of incorporation of that particular company, the company number, the TIN number, together with the date of filing and the status of the company and their liability, whether it's for profit or non-profit making. It also contains the company directors, the list, together with the secretary and the shareholders and the number of shares issued to them.
These are the details that we are requesting.
It's here. Okay. Yeah.
So which of the companies are we starting with?
Let's start with Apodi.
Okay.
Okay. For Apodi Company Limited, this was a company that was incorporated on the 30th day of January 2024, with its principal office in Fajara M section KM. Now, it's a registered company and it's for profit making. Now, the company directors is one Mohammed Ahmed Manes Salid, I don't know, Alitoba also. He is from he's an Emirati. And then the other director is one Urmas. He's from Tunisia. The company secretary is Council Halidan Ninjai. And the shareholding structure is for this particular company, Apodi FC, I believe this must be a foreign company, holds 99% shares. And then the guy from Tunisia holds 1% shares.
One from
Abumos?
Yes, it's Oribos.
Abumos is 1%.
Yes, he holds 1%. From Tunisia. Yes.
Okay, we get.
Yes, I have the certificate of incorporation that shows the type of business and the name of the business, as well as the place of address of the business. Yes.
What business does it do?
Okay. Type of business. It says petroleum and all types of petroleum products, import and export, and other related activities. That's the nature of their activity, business activity. And their office address is Fajara M section. Yes.
The next document related to Apodi.
That one is a certificate of incorporation. It accompanies a certificate of registration. Yes. Besides that, the other documents are the ones presented for filing, which are scanned and uploaded. So I printed it from our database.
Okay. Then let's move to the next company. You have something?
Thank you very much, Chair. Now on the address that's indicated Fajara M section, and the known section is accurately, is there any specific house number or any specific Google housing address that they put at the gate? Is there anything specific?
Actually, no. I'm sure this was what they indicated in their. This was what they indicated in their memorandum of understanding.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Honorable Chair, since you indicated that the next documents are what was submitted during their time of incorporation, can we know those documents and what they entail?
From the list of documents, the 13th certificate issued by the Gambia Revenue Authority, together with the application for registration of a company. That is the SWR form. This is the general form I was talking about, which contains particulars of the directors, the secretary, etc., and number of shares.
So, sorry, Chair, can we know the directors? Yes, each document tell us what they have. The more we know about the directors, if we can get them.
Sorry, earlier I mentioned the directors in the company analysis report. I said what Mohammed Ahmed Mani said something. He's from, I believe he's from Emirates. He's an Emirates. He has a root there, Emirati. I'm sure he's from Emirates. Yes, United Arab. Yes. Yes. Okay. The other one is in respect of Clean Energy Limited. This was a company that was incorporated on the 7th day of May, year 2021.
Can I exhaust the shareholders, Apogee shareholders?
I said for the shareholders here, it's written Apogee FZE. This is a foreign company that was incorporated in United Arab Emirates. Yes, and then the other shareholder is this Urmas also from, yes. It holds 1% share. And then the majority shares are owned by this foreign company.
Yes. So I want to look at it. In her initial submission, she didn't indicate the documents required, for the incorporation of the company. And from the list you provided, it is the TIN number and the standard form and the list of directors. So I still believe in that bunch of documentation, there are still documents that you haven't tell us about. So can you go through the document for Apogee and then you unpack it so that we can get the remaining ones? Because we haven't heard about the article and the memorandum. Yes.
The articles and the memorandum are here in groups.
Please, can you guide us through?
I said they are here attached.
Is there anything specific in the article and the memorandum that the committee should know? Why are there requirements in the registration? There is a reason for that.
Sorry?
Is there anything specific in the articles and memorandum that was not presented during the presentation of the valid documentation?
Basically, these are documents that are presented before any company is formed.
Okay, what is in the article of association and the memorandum of understanding?
Okay, the memorandum of understanding usually it begins with the name of the company, the registered address of the company, and the objects for which the company is established, where you will be highlighted. And then thereafter, you have the liability of the company. That tells you whether the company is a limited liability company, a company limited by guarantee, etc. And then from there, you have the number, it shows the share structure of the company. It tells you maybe the share capital of this, like this particular company, is $100,000 divided into 100 ordinary shares of $1 each.
Perfect. Now, can you guide us through that as it relates to Apogee?
Okay, basically in this company, Apogee FC, that is a foreign company, FZE, holds 99% shares. And then the remaining 1% shares is owned by the Polymus. So that gives you this 100,000 shares.
Thank you, Madam. Now, just like you highlighted a few seconds ago about the ownership, where you indicated Apogee FZE owns 99% and the other one owns from Nigeria about 1%. Is there any requirement legally for local ownership in this kind of companies? Is there any requirement as far as the laws are concerned?
Basically, except I have to refer to the laws. But then when it comes to formation of a company, at least there is that requirement that at least one of them, be it a secretary or whatever, one should be resident in the Gambia. You know, a company can be formed by a promoter. It can also be formed by, they can hire a legal practitioner to do the formation on their behalf. Yes, in this case, it was Hadid and the lawyer who was contracted to do the filing on their behalf. Yes. Can I make mention of something?
Yes.
Okay. Like in this case, this Apogee FZC, like for instance, if a shareholder is a foreign company that is incorporated in another foreign land, as part of the requirements, we require them to provide before us the certified memorandum and article of association of that foreign company, together with the certificate of incorporation and registration, for us to be able to determine whether actually they exist or not, because we cannot rely on hearsay to say, because if it's something that is a company that is locally incorporated here, we can just go to our records and then be able to determine whether they exist or not. But if it's a foreign company, we ensure that they present the documentations as proof that they exist. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, and thank you very much, Legacy. And that's why we want you to unpack that document. Now, that article of Apogee FC and their memorandum, do you have those ones? And together with the identification of the shareholder who is having the 1%.
The passport of the shareholder who holds 1% is here at time, but normally, because it is scanned in black and white and uploaded, usually once it is printed, it is not legible.
It is your submission that the document you are providing as evidence, we cannot read it.
Actually, maybe when they are scanned and uploaded in our system, we can actually read it. But if it's to be printed, because it was scanned and uploaded in black and white, once you print it, it's sometimes the writings may fade. It might not be as legible as the way it was presented. Because with me, when it comes to the, somebody's identity, I always ensure that they present a document which is legible and could be readable.
Well, that's what I'm asking now. Is it your submission that that document you are presenting to the committee, you will not be able to read it? That's what I want to confirm.
Regarding these particulars.
Yes, that particular one you are looking at. Can you tell us the date of birth? No, from the document you are presenting.
From this one?
Yes. Yeah. From the document you are holding, can you tell us the date of birth and the name of the individual? Maybe the date of birth.
Can I say something?
No, the chair will rule on that. We can proceed now.
Sorry, I just want to comment on that.
Allow me to just now we can confirm that the document is not readable, but as per your submission, you did say that you have the electronic version. So we'll allow the chair to rule on that as to the way forward. The next one will be the complete document list. Do you have the memorandum of association of Apogee FC?
Sorry, can I comment? Basically, with respect to the notice of summons, it was indicated Apogee SC. So, but when I went into the system, what I saw was Apogee Gambia Limited. So, actually, I thought maybe, sometimes when people request for service, they might not actually have the exact clue about the correct name also. Sometimes they just give you a hint. So, when I printed this document, that was close of yesterday. because we also had a request from the commission. We had to, we were issued the notice to appear and then produce some documents, which I was also working on. Unfortunately, I printed this copy, but I never went through it. It's now that I've realized that it's a foreign company. Sorry to say. The office in Banjul, we have a sub-office at KMC. I do the registration in Banjul, and my colleague at KMC is the one responsible for registration at KMC. We have an office there, at the KMC complex itself. So at times, lawyers choose where to go depending on the location. So this particular company was registered in Carnegie. Yes, KMC. It's based on the notice that I realized that this company actually exists. Because normally companies are many that you cannot tell, like by head, of head also.
Yes.
Yes, I just want to. Let me just finish this check. Now, is it your submission that you are telling us instead of Abuji SC, now it's Abuji Gambia?
As for what is contained in our database.
No, remind.
As for what is contained in our database, it's Abuji Limited Gambia.
Abuji Limited Gambia.
This Abuji SC is a foreign company that was registered in a foreign land.
Okay. Now, can we confirm this? Is Abuji Limited Gambia registered in the country?
Yes, very well. It's registered
Do you have, because now, do you have the article and memorandum of that particular?
Yes, it's here.
No, but what we want to understand is, the Abuji SC is the shareholder. Is it your submission that you are changing that shareholder from Abuji SC to Abuji Gambia? Can we get your submission correct?
Basically, what I was trying to explain is that Abuji Limited Gambia is the local company that was incorporated under the laws of the Gambia. But when you look at the shareholders, the majority shareholder is Abuji FZC, you call it or so.
Yes.
He's the majority, that's the majority shareholder of this particular company. But the one we registered in the Gambia, or the one that was incorporated, is Abuji Limited Gambia. It is a local company.
Now, the Abuji FZC, which is the majority shareholder, do you have their memorandum of understanding? An article of association. It is the pending document now.
Okay. Basically, from what has been extracted, in our database, well, it's written both in Arabic and in English. It says company name, Abuji FZC. Owner. Sorry, can you allow me to look for my reading glasses? These days I have eyesight.
Madam Gomez?
Yes, Honorable.
Yes, you are free. Just relax and be comfortable. You are before a parliamentarian. It's a usual national discussion, what interests us and interests the country. So feel free, don't be under any pressure. Huh?
Okay, thank you. Okay. Here it indicates company owner, Abuji FZE. Owner, Rabdan Petroleum Trading Limited. Place of incorporation, Fujara Free Zone. Type of license, general trading and holding. Activity, general trading and holding. Address, P.O. Box 51164, Fijara. Person in charge, Mohammed Ahmed Mani Sid Alo Talba also, sorry for the mispronunciation. Registration number 22FZE 2043. Date of expiry, 31st day of December 2023. And then with the fax number, position general manager, renewal date, 20th day of December 2022, date of issue, 15th day of June 2022. And Director General, signed by one Sharif Habib Al-Hawadi. Also. And then the next page that follows is the good standing certificate. It states, this is to certify that Apodi FZE is a free zone company incorporated on the 15th day of June 2022, registration number 22FZE 2043, on a license number 4286. To carry out the activity of general trading and holding and license number 4286A, with activity of trading in oil and petrochemicals products, and license number 4286B, with activity of trading in precious metals and gold. Furthermore, we would like to inform you that the above mentioned company is registered under Fujara Free Zone Authority and have paid all the renewable fees for 2023. Name of shareholder, Rabdal Petroleum Trading Limited, United Arab Emirates, number of shares held 100%. That's the shareholder. And then the director is one Mohammed Ahmed Mani Sid Al Taiba. Nationality, United Arab Emirates, position General Manager, passport number ZY4R 91878. This letter is issued upon the request of Apodi FZE under no obligation to the Fujara Free Zone. Thank you for your cooperation. Signed by the General Director.
The first document you stated, unfortunately, you didn't give us any title to it. Can you tell us what it is? The document that expired on the 31st of December 2023. Can you attach a title to it?
With respect to the information provided, where it indicates date of expiry, 31st of December 2023.
I'll try to be explicit. We were specifically looking for a memorandum of understanding or article of association. So you did present two documents. The last one is a certificate of good standing. That is not the memorandum. And the first one you presented as well. I was going to ask, based on your legal expertise, would you qualify that as a memorandum of understanding or an article of association?
No, I wouldn't.
You're right, please.
No, I wouldn't.
So, do you have their memorandum and article? That is how we are saying.
Okay, just as I said earlier on, it was here that I got to know that the main shareholder is a foreign company. But if you give me time, I don't mind consulting the lawyer who was involved in the filing of this particular company to request for those documents.
No, the issue is this. It is your responsibility as the registrar to have all these documents in full. We are not questioning as to what is the intention of the lawyer right now. We want to know what you have as at the time of registration. And what you extracted is exactly what was in the files of apology. So are you confirming that during the time of registration, that memorandum article was not inside the file?
Okay. As I earlier mentioned, I said we have two offices, one in Bali, one at KMC. The deputy registrar of company is the one at Cardiff. It is currently promoted as, he was an assistant, but he's now the deputy registrar. He normally registers at KMC, while I register in Banjo, while I do the registration in Banjo. And I can tell you that at the time that this company was registered, I was on vacation, I was on leave. So this registration, as I already mentioned, took place at KMC. It's like, as I said, I printed this document yesterday, but I have not even had time because I was also working on some other searches that were requested by the Commission. So it's now that I actually have actually seen this documents for the first time. Because typically, I don't even know whether this document, this company actually exists. Because there are a lot of companies in our database.
Madam,
Yes.
which date did you receive the request from the parliament?
If I'm not mistaken, I think it was yesterday was Wednesday. I think it was Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Yes, Tuesday afternoon before closing.
Yeah, but already you are very much aware of the content of that particular letter, the request in this particular detailed documents.
Very well. But when I spoke to my counterpart at KFC, what he told me was these documents were earlier requested, which they are printed and submitted. I just printed this once for my.
They were submitted to where? Here?
Well, I was made to understand that these documents were earlier requested.
Yes,
They were submitted through the PA of the.
But who requested it for it?
Well, except I confirm, that's what I was told. That there were some requests with respect to some particular companies which were actually submitted.
Okay, thank you, Madam, for this valuable information. It seems the documentation related to Apogee FZ, which is an international company, it seems you don't have that with you now. Is that correct? Okay. But there's a possibility you may be able to get them from your other office in case. Is that correct?
I'll contact him. If they are not available, I'll go through the company.
Yeah, but what we're trying to confirm is before you actually do the registration, particularly among an international company, is it a requirement that you get the member of that international company before you continue the registration? Is that a requirement?
Actually, we have a checklist that we use and a guide. So what, like, when I came in, because like, I've been in the company for a year. 1 year. This is my time. 1 year is and it's a little bit of So when I came in, like, when I see the shareholder is a foreign company, I always tell them, in law, people has no proof. So you have to show, you have to give me evidence that this particular company exists. Initially, when I started, like, asking for these things, they said I am obligated, but these are things that we don't do. But I said, since you say they exist, but how can we verify that they exist? Only by a condition of those documents. So it was then that I started posting the information that is not real. But by the time this one was registered, to kind of I was on leave and the registration was at time. And I know to understand someone who always ensure that applicants comply with the law. But the reason as to why these documents were not submitted, I cannot tell. It might be an oversight. Because sometimes these things, these documents, first point of entry is the class. So normally it they are used to verify these documents and they do the entry. Thereafter, then they are referred to the patient to the payment. After the payment, they attach the documents together with the receipt and forward it to for approval. So before we do any approval, we do the document
Okay. Now, on the final, just a final question on the same matter. Now, once you get this international document, for example, memo, for example, do you do any further searches on the government, or you just base your decision based on what is available to you at the time, or you make any further searches on that? Like check it out. For example, when they give you the memo from Apuji FZE, indicating that this international company decided shareholders, is that where you stop, or do you make any further searches to confirm, in fact, this actually exists?
Basically, at the moment, there is no other system where we can embark on these searches. That's why most of the time we tend to ensure that the company, the documents that are presented are certified and the true and original ones before we actually accept them.
Yes, Madam Chair, thank you very much. I would ask that you give us the correct name of this apology, because there are several pronunciations. Apology, FZ, C, sometimes I can hear apology, FZ, E, I don't know which actually is correct.
Okay. The company that was incorporated in Gambia is Apology Limited Gambia.
Okay, but at some point you were pronouncing apology FZ. I don't know whether C-O-E.
It is Apology FZE.
Apology FZ? E. E.
Yes.
Good. Okay. And the other question is it correct that the documents that have been requested from you, apology FZZ, COE is not what you have? You don't have any document with respect to that?
No, because that was a foreign company that was incorporated in a foreign land. What we registered locally is Apology Limited Gambia.
All right. And we have never requested Apology Gambia Limited from you.
Okay. The reason is when you look at our database, if I type Apology FZE, nothing will appear because this is not a company that is incorporated in Gambia. Normally, what we have in our system is what we present.
I understood.
Yes.
What I'm trying to establish is that we could have been able to request Apology Gambia Limited from you, but that wasn't done. That was not the case, right? Had we understood what you do, and we would have done that again. Good. But what we have requested from you is Apology FZC, not even E. Okay? And there are differences in those areas. One. And two, we have not requested Apology Gambia Limited because we do not know about that particular company. So I want to be clear about the for that to be established. Can you please clarify?
Okay. Basically.
It is not per se a question.
Yeah.
I just want to establish that.
Okay.
To establish that what we had requested was Apology FZC, and what you're talking about is Apology FZE, and the incorporated company locally is Apology Gambia Limited. Apology Limited Gambia, which was not what we requested for you to present for us.
Thank you. Honorable Sani.
Am I allowed to comment, please?
Yes.
Now, just unlike, well, most of the time, when people request for service, sometimes they don't actually give you the correct name. So that's why when they make mention of a particular name, we look at that name against what is in our system. So sometimes we may provide more than what you request and give it to you for your example or for your use or information, maybe to assist you with your investigation or whatsoever. That's why when I saw this, you are right. It was Apology FZC that you requested. What we do not have that in our database. What we have is what I present.
Yes, I just wanted to made a statement by saying that when you are making a request based on the procedure, you are told that that's not what they do. So, that can get it right.
Yeah, you know, when I came in Guli, I started introducing a lot of things. They said I am somehow complicated because I was not in that department. So when I came in, I started doing some reforms. They said I am complicated, these are things that you will do so. But I said, well, you people are not legally minded. But in law, if you have some proof, since let's say that main shareholder is a company, you need to present something to show that they actually exist. That's when I started introducing some of these things.
That's what I'm saying now.
Yes.
Which means what you wanted to do was the right thing.
Well, it is a right thing.
Yes.
Okay, I think I will just try to conclude this where we stop. That is with regards to the memorandum, an article of association for Apodi FZE. What I want to ask is, how do you maintain your systems? Are they integrated? That is the one in, you want to come up? You have something in there?
Yes.
Okay. You use your.
There is a certificate of incorporation that is also annexed to these documents. This is Apodi FZE, issued by the parent company. Here it says, this is to certify that Apodi FZE is incorporated in Fuja Free Zone on the 15th day of June 2022 as a free zone establishment with license number 4286 and registration number 22 FZE 2043, pursuant to MA Decree number 6 for the year 1987, in respect of creation of the free zone, amended by MA Decree number 1 for the year 2004, signed by the Register. That's the certificate of incorporation, which was attached to the application. And there is another document, that is certificate of incumbency. I'm sure these were the documents that were presented, and that's the reason why the deputy registrar had to accept them, though otherwise he didn't accept them, together with the letter of understanding.
Yes, but that's where I am coming in. In your earlier presentation, you didn't indicate the requirements for foreign companies either solely incorporate a company in the Gambia or have a facility of shareholdings. And one of the requirements is the memorandum of understanding and the article have to come. And there is a reason behind that. Is so that you can perform your due diligence. All we have before us are certificates. Certificate of good standing, certificate of incorporation. Those are end results after a process, and that process would have been triggered by their memorandum and their article. So, as a legally minded individual, can a certificate be taken as an alternative for the memorandum or article? Can we get that stage? Can we take the certificate as an alternative in the provision of the memorandum or an article?
But then, when you look at the requirements as contained in our checklist, when it comes to the registration of foreign company, that's where it is incumbent on the applicant to provide that. When I came in, because just as I said, I told them I'm a legal person. So I don't depend on like here because in the document, if they say it's a foreign company, how do I actually prove that that's the case? So actually that's why I always force them to ensure that at least they bring in a document to show that this particular company do exist. But when it comes to registration of a foreign company per se, it's a condition precedent that the articles, the member and the other documents must be presented.
In this case, a foreign company is having 99% shareholding. that is employee and ZE. So is it not a condition precedent that their amendment should be provided?
Well, it ought to happen. If those documents were presented to me
No, the question is it, should it be, should that have the requirement? Irrespective of who received them, we just want to establish the process. In the absence of the amendment, should the application be approved?
okay, when you look at the checklist for the formation of a new company, it does not actually indicate, let's say, in an instance where the majority shareholder is a foreign company, what they are required to provide. In our checklist, it does not say this. But I just put it up that it's something that is that they should provide as evidence to show that particular company actually exists.
Now, what is happening here is the incorporation of the company. Had it been Aboyi FZE was an individual called ABC, his identity would have been provided.
Yeah. But
So right now, the legal person in this certificate is in the memorandum of association is Aboyi FZE.
yes, but
So,
they are represented by the director, and this passport is here attached.
allow me to complete. The director is the one having 1% shareholding. No, that is Arismos. Arismos is a shareholder. It's two shareholdings. The one from the beginning.
Yes.
As a shareholder, that's why, as a shareholder, that's why his passport was granted. Now we want to know about the SNA. These two are different. No, let's just limit it to Aboyi FZE.
Yes.
Altogether. So now let's establish this. That's what we want to do.
Yes.
In the absence of the amendment, should the application be approved?
Okay.
If
If you allow me to learn, basically, most of the time, if it is a foreign company, they won't have the representative. And when you look at their memorandum, if you look at their memorandum, with respect to that Aboyi, they are to be represented by one Mohammed Ahmed Mansi, Said Al-Bata, is the representative or is the director or the manager of that particular foreign company. Even in the government, the representative of this particular foreign company. He is the representative of this particular foreign company.
we will take it back into why did you make a requirement? Why is the requirement that foreign companies their amendment must be provided before their incorporation can be approved? Why is the requirement? Your man, please.
For a foreign company.
Yes.
Well, that is to establish that they actually exist.
Thank you. In this case, will the provision of the director qualify that they actually exist?
It's not just with the provision of the director.
My question is, you are saying they are represented by a director here,
Yes.
and you are trying to qualify that it is sufficient for their incorporation.
No.
No, you are not saying. Then let's go back to the question again. In the absence of the amendment, should you have approved their incorporation? Since that concerns of the
Okay. In the absence of the memo, which was not submitted, they have submitted the certificate of incorporation. They have also submitted a certificate of good standing, together with the certificate of incumbency.
Chair, I think we established the fact that the article and the memorandum were not submitted, so it will be up to the committee now to decide. Thank you.
Madam Gomez.
Yes, Honorable.
Yes, thank you. The checklist that you are talking about,
Yes.
is it an internal arrangement or is it a policy direction? Is it established by the law? The checklist you're talking about. And if you can provide us this checklist. Thank you.
Basically, well, I'm of the believe that this checklist must have been extracted from the Companies Act to show you that if in an instance you want to do A, B, and C, this is what they need to provide. So this is just a summary.
Are you telling us they are established by law?
Yeah, because most of the things there are in the Companies Act as well as the Single Window Business Registration Act.
Okay.
Yes. It's just an extra.
If you can provide us the checklist.
No problem.
Another check.
I think the point of contention is surrounding the foreign company, that is the Apodi LZE, to present the relevant documents to prove their existence. It appears your office is not in possession of those relevant documents. Then it could be a scanning office that could be in possession, or that may be in possession of those documents. Am I right? Can we put that as at now, we don't have, from your submissions, we don't have the documents that can prove that Apodi LZE is in existence, pending the availability of any other document, of such document from Kanye. Can we conclude that?
Yes,
He almost went into exactly what I wanted to ask. Because I wanted to ask for your confirmation. If this company in question has fulfilled all the requirements for incorporation before being incorporated, that's what I wanted to ask. But what he has just put across, which means something is pending, for our confirmation to be completed. But I wanted to ask you to confirm that whether these same companies have fulfilled all the requirements of incorporation before incorporated. That's what I wanted to ask. What I don't know.
It's a newly established company. I believe the reports are currently. Tomorrow morning, I'll pass by and go there and see in their file if I'm able to get anything, something out of it.
Thank you. On this, Mohammed, who is their local representative here, that you indicated that is their local representative, do you have any documents on him in terms of whether he's a legal resident in Gambia or was just visiting? Do you have any document to show that he's actually a resident of the country or he was just a visitor also?
When you look at the particulars of company, it indicates normally the address. The way the system has been there, the way the system is, it indicates undefined outside Gambia, United Arab Emirates. Because this is an old system that we are still using. So normally if a shareholder or a director is resident outside the Gambia, it will indicate that so and so is resident outside the Gambia. That is what is quoted here.
Yes, maybe when you pass that tomorrow, maybe perhaps you can take a look at that as well, because if you say you are resident in Gambia, and we know that name is not actually Gambia, we can tell from
He's not resident, he says outside Gambia.
outside Gambia.
Yes, United Arab.
But he's represented locally.
Yes.
For me, actually, that's the question I want to clarify. Because when you say that they are local representative, one would have expected that the person is locally resident in the country. That's what I understand. But maybe I didn't know, but can you clarify that? If you are a local representative of a company in Gambia, you are expected to be a resident of Gambia at the time. So,
well, that's the reason most of the time we have the company secretary. He does most of the things on behalf of the company. When it comes to maybe filing of resolutions and the like, he or she is required to sign together with maybe a director. In the absence of the secretary, the director can sign. Sometimes these people, they make the decisions. They do have their meetings, but it may not be physical. Sometimes it's virtual.
yes, that's true, but the secretary is not a signatory to this account. You are just representing, like maybe they are administrative work, etc. So I'm not too sure if the secretary can take a decision pertaining to a company that you have no share in.
I'm sure they do hold their extraordinary meetings or their general meetings once in a while, depending on whatever is contained in their members. So sometimes just these meetings could be virtual, where they will all come together, make a decision, and then they put it in the form of a resolution or whatsoever that they think they need to, and then that resolution is filed.
Okay, that's fine. So maybe let's check in, maybe we can take a look at that. See, if actually this guy was a resident or just passing by, just to be sure that we are also thank you.
Thank you.
Sure, Chairman, I just have a sort of question. Can I get it? Thank you, Chairman. Who was the company secretary?
At the time of filing, it hadn't been yet.
In our record, we have this Apolli FZC based in Dubai, and this Apolli FZE, where is it based?
If no other question, we can proceed to the next one. That is ultimate age. Yeah, let's go on the submission now. Madam, we wait for Akwati, we want to have the submission.
No, can I give it to her?
Yes.
Okay. So just give me that minute. Thank you.
The next which of these two are you will start with?
Okay, Ultimate Dash Logistics, Gambia Company Limited. Ultimate Dash Logistics, Gambia Company Limited. This is a company that was incorporated, which is incorporated and registered in the Gambia. Date of incorporation is 31st of May 2023, which is the same date as the filing date. Principal Office, Ambi Highway, Colony, Country Municipality. Ambi, AMBI, Colony. Status, registered liability for profit. At the time of formation, the company directors are Samana Jawara of Lajipuna German, whose occupation is a legal practitioner and a Gambian by nationality. The other company director is Nana Kofi Amwa Kofu Adu, whose address is Bijilo West Coast, the Gambia, occupation business and a Gambian by nationality. The company secretary is Nana Kofi Amwako Adu, address Bijilo. The shareholders at the time of formation are Sohna Jawara, Nana Kofi Amiko Ado, and Ultimate Dash Logistics Company Limited, which is a company that is registered or based in Accra, Ghana. Now, the shareholding structure. Ultimate Base Company Limited holds 90%, NAMA 8%, and Safna Jawara 2%. Now, when you look at the certificate of registration, type of business is sale of petroleum products, importation, export, marine, shipping, logistics, and general merchandise. And that's Ambi Highway Corridor. So this company was incorporated in year 2023. So this company is yet to file their returns. They are yet to file their returns, but they have filed the notice of allotment of shares because one of the shareholders, by the name of Safna Jawara, tendered a letter of resignation, and her shares were transferred to one Chilel Sameh Jani, a Gambian. Those address 34 Atlantic Boulevard, KM. Should I proceed?
Yes.
Is that all?
No. Are you done with the page?
No. Basically, just from the company analysis report. Yes. I have a copy of the memos and articles of association that we have presented for during the formation of the company.
Yes, thank you, Madam Gomez, for the details. Again, we're going to go back to just the previous one. It seems the shareholding, one of the majority alternate is non-Gambian. Now, we're going to go back to the same thing we had asked before about the information, memo, and everything else we asked before, if you have that also available on this particular company.
Well, except I go back and check about it. Actually, this particular company, I was the one who approved its registration at that time. But I remember requesting for those documents. So sometimes when you go for additional documents, I do I ensure that they file, they scan and upload them in the system. But from the printer I have, it was not scanned and attached. But that notwithstanding, I'll go back to the office, check for the clerk who did the entry, and verify whether those documents, because I remember that this was a political office, but I had to force her to get the certificate and those other documents to show that this company actually exists. But initially, when I started, I would request for their certificate and of business registration as well as of incorporation. It's later I see to it that it is also an improvement that we request for the memo and the articles, because that's where you can determine who the shareholders are and the percentage of shares they hold.
Chair, I have three questions. But the first one is a supplementary question to the one asked by Honorable. Can we get a second? Is it not apparent that in both Ambodi Gambia Limited and Ultimate Bay, the only missing document is the memorandum of association? Is that a coincidence? establish something. We can allow you to go and start your documents. But as a legally minded people, as a legally minded person, it will bring assumptions to the mind that you can get it anyhow. I'm not concluding. That's why let's get the facility. If at all indeed it is a weakness in the system, we get it concerted, we will bring their actions. But if at all you are sure that the documents are there, Chair can make a ruling on that and we can give you time to. Are you sure that the documents are there?
For which one? What is
Both of them. Both Apology Canada Limited, where Apology SZE, their amendment have been provided, and ultimate gauge, where you ultimate gauge logistics UAL is having 90% shareholdings, and their amendment have been provided. Both amendments. Are you sure that they are there? All you need to do is search, or they are not applicable?
Well, now I cannot actually confirm whether they are available or not. Because for that of Apology, I have to go to Carnival. For that of ultimate bench, this one was registered in my issue. I remember telling her that the documents are incomplete. She needs to do for the documents, which she did. But to my surprise, they are not part and parcel of these documents I printed. But I'll endeavor to go back and then search for it.
You said normally when they provide it, they will scan and upload it.
Yes. Yes.
When you were creating the documentation, did you make your searches along what is contained in the system and bring out everything that was there?
Usually, when they bring these documents, at the time of entry, they are required to scan and upload. So, but then also at the time of approval, all the documents that were presented for registration or filing are brought before you, which you need to parents and go to confirm whether they actually met the requirements or not. So normally you can most of the time I make use of that hard copies that are brought before you.
No, what I'm saying now is when you were really producing the documents that will be presented in the form, this particular documents, did you look at, because you said normally they will scan, process, and then they will restore. So what I'm saying is, when we are really making copies for submission to this August committee, did you look at all your systems with regards to ultimate logistics and apology?
Well, from what I stated earlier, I printed these documents yesterday. But God knows, I have not even opened them. Because at that time, I was also doing the search for the commission. So what I did was, I just printed them and then placed them aside.
You haven't answered the question. The question I asked is very simple.
Yes.
You said,
Maybe I'm not getting you.
you said you did ask for the documents.
Yes,
That is the element.
it may not be the memo, but something extra was submitted in respect of this particular form.
Okay.
It might have been
Now, let's go to your finance system. Now, how do you store your documents?
How do we?
How do you store your documents?
So
How are they kept? The documentation, how are they kept?
at the moment, our archive is under renovation for the past year. It's still not completed. So the cashier, the data entry class, normally when they, like after the approval and the printing, the copy that is for the office, it gives it back to them for their, for them to keep. Beside the scanning and the uploading, they are giving the hard copies to keep. I actually don't keep them.
But each incorporated company will have a single file where all the documentation, you don't maintain files. For example, if a company called came and then XYZ, and part of their decision will be the memorandum of association, documentation of the shareholders.
Yeah.
All of this, are they not kept in a file? In a single file?
Normally when I'm done, I just give it back. When I approve and issue the certificates. The particular documents presented for registration is handed back to the clerk who did the entry. So, but as of now, if you go to the office, there is no office space. There is nowhere where they keep the documents. Most of them have like catches where they keep their particular documents.
This is simple. If it's your submission that you people do not maintain the records of the incorporated companies, then that would be something else.
We do.
So now, can you answer the question? When you incorporate companies,
Yes.
documents relating to a specific company that is being incorporated, don't you keep them in a single file for ease of reference?
That's what I said. In person, I don't keep them. I give it back to the clerk who did the entry. But they keep them in the office.
No, we don't expect you to keep them. Your function is beyond that.
Yes.
But do you keep them?
But they are archived in the office. Yes, for sure they are.
You keep them?
Yes.
And you should have a single file for both of these companies, right? Where you can easily retrieve them.
Anyway, because
So-
this is just
because
last year and this year.
Now, then, it is not a coincidence that these documentations were not there. How will you respond if I tell you that they were never submitted? That's where I will conclude that line. They were never submitted.
Because as in, well, for that of ultimate, I know either if the memorandum articles, let's say, if those ones were not submitted, but I'm sure the certificates of registration and incorporation were submitted.
Okay.
Yes.
Chair will let you know that. Chair, my final question now is, you did say that ultimate page logistics have not filed in their returns. What is the legal requirement when it comes to filing of returns? And the supplementary to that is, if at all a company fails to file, what penalties are they subjected to? And have you effected same to you here?
At the moment, one of the challenges is with respect to the implementation of the laws regulating the registration of businesses in the Gambia. Now, Section 22 of the Civil Window Act empowers the registrar to issue notices to company owners or whatsoever, complying them to come and file. But as I told you, there are a lot of businesses in this country which are registered under operation, but they don't file their returns. For ultimate batch, they are due because normally filing of returns is 1 year after incorporation. So this company was incorporated in May. So by right, May of this year, it was May of last year. So by May of this year, they are due to file their returns. But what is keeping them from filing their returns, I can't tell. Sometimes, the problem too, if you look at it again, you know, companies, after incorporation, if they are to file their returns, they are required to come with audited accounts or in the alternatives, financial statements. So sometimes some of these documents are under process or by auditors or whatsoever. So most of the time, you realize they get it by the end of the year. That's why sometimes they have these documents laid before they file. But to be candid, some companies are in compliance, others are not compliant.
Yes. Madam Chair, I want to ask, I want to believe that because my colleague has rightly put it, that where you landed, that there is a serious gap in terms of compliance in your office. And I don't know for how long it will take to address that. But I want to ask if, with respect to the said companies that we have asked documentations for, have you done thorough consultation with your colleagues and office members so that you give us the sufficient information before coming here?
As I stated earlier, I said I received the notice of some on Tuesday afternoon. And yesterday, I can say throughout, I was working on searches. At the same time, I was approving, and I was also trying to gather the documents that were requested by the commission all yesterday. So, but then I consulted my colleague with respect to this particular summons. It was then that he did inform me that there were some documents that were requested and which we were provided through the PA of the minister. So that's why when I came in, I said, I thought these documents were made available to you. You were saying who? I said, that's what I was told. Yes.
What I'm asking is, as an approving authority, you were busy on approvals and when this request came in your office. And I'm pretty much sure there are clerks in office who keep records of files and other documents. To supply sufficient information to definitely ascertain if these documents exist in office or not. Did you try to ask, people who were in charge of keeping these records, because you were busy on approvals and all that, so that they give you sufficient information with respect to these documents in question?
Even the downloading and the printing of these documents, it was through the assistant of a data entry clerk at the office. While I was busy working on it, I tasked her with that assignment to assist me down with some of the documents. But most of the time, the documents that are presented is what is scanned and uploaded in the system.
Chairman.
Yes, what I'm trying to get at is about the returns that are required to be filed, the following year, after 1 year of existence, or, just like what is required also in terms of taxes, also at the level of GRA. Now, do you have any processes or procedures in place to make a follow-up, for example, after 3 months or after 6 months, when a company did not actually file any returns? Do you have any processes that you call them, or you make a follow-up to see what's actually going on, or to remind them? Do you have any processes in place?
Okay. As part of our audit with internal audit, that was something that was raised in respect to non-compliance by most of these business entities. Now, I told my colleague that I want to prepare a paper whereby the two of us will sit and go through, and they will present to the AD and SD to see, for their approval. If they would give us the permission, we will call on them. But at the same time, we have an inspection unit at the department who goes on inspection. Believe me, there are even businesses that are operating and they have not even registered. Sometimes it's when they go on inspection and when they go, they present their certificates and introduce themselves. And then it's based on that, when they request for these documents, sometimes they don't even have. It's just the time they call, they tell them to come to the ministry and ensure that they register. Because this is something, when you look at this registration of business, it involves a different institution, GRA per se, Ministry of Justice, because GRA, they issue the TIN certificates, and they also collect revenue from the state, because they also file returns with them at the end of the year, I don't know, year or quarterly or whatever, how they go about it. So, but then if it's like GPPA, to be candid, that is an institution that assists us a lot, because for GPPA, if you go there to register, always, before they take any step, they will look at you must present your certificate of registration for a sole proprietorship business or a partnership. If it's a company, both the certificate of registration and the certificate of incorporation, as well as annual returns. If, let's say, you are lacking in a particular year, they will send you back to justice to come back and regularize before going there. With them, they are very cooperative and they assist on. But for GRA, I think they are only after the tax they collect. So they will go collect tax, but they don't actually. What this should have been, this is a one-stop business. That's the purpose for which this single window was established. But you realize that collaboration and this thing is somehow lacking.
Now, currently, for example, right now, if we ask for a report of non-compliance, for example, how long does it take you to be able to give us, for example, non-compliance for 2024, 2023, and 2022? Are those reports readily available to you, or you have to do some manual work, or it's going to take a long time, or you just click of a mouse, then you are able to tell us this 20 or 30 or 40 companies are not compliant in 2024, or this number is not compliant in 2022 or 2023. How readily are those reports available to you?
If you look at the current system that we are using, the system that we are using, it does not provide for categorization. I mean, these are the number of proprietorship businesses that were registered in a year, companies also, it does not. There are a lot of gaps with respect to that, and the system does not allow for modification. Like for instance, if you make an error when it comes to registration, you either re-register it afresh, or if it's an error on the side of the applicant, he needs to pay again for it to be re-entered. So the system does not allow for modification together with other challenges we encounter. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Witness, when you were mentioning the directors of Ultimate Page, you mentioned Somna Jawara, you mentioned Nana Kofi Addo, and you mentioned Nana Kofi Addo twice. It is the same person?
With respect to the shareholders?
Yes. Was it the directors?
The directors?
Yes.
At the time of formation, there were only two directors, Somna Jawara and Nana Kofi Addo. But the shareholders were 3 in number.
What is the shareholder?
The shareholders were Somna Jawara, Nana Kofi Addo, and this Ultimate Bench.
But you mentioned another Nana Kofi Amako Addo.
Yes, because Somna tendered her resignation and she was replaced by Chile. Her shares were allotted to Chile. Chile Samega Jani.
Chile Samega Jani.
Jani.
Yes, I think that point has to be okay. Well, witness, can you go back to your records where you have the directors? You put us through. When you were reading, 3 names were given. This Somna Jawara, and then what he is saying, exactly I also have that. The names Nana Kofi Addo were repeated. Maybe there could be difference in them. So that's what we want to establish. How many Nana Kofi Addo do you have?
As per the records,
Yes.
for the directors, there are 2 in number.
Okay.
That is Somna Jawara and Nana Kofi Addo at the time of formation.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's only one Nana Kofi Addo?
Yes, it's only one.
Okay. Okay.
Honorable Fofana?
Yes, during your deliberation, you did say that you will write to the SJ together with, is it SC or the AG? Not so, the AG and the SC.
Yes, we will write to them,
So,
highlighting some of our challenges, observations, or whatever with respect to the regulation of businesses.
what I want to ask is, who have the legal authority to strike companies out if at all they fail in filing their actual annual returns? Who is having the legal authority?
Basically, in the Act, there are 2 provisions. One empowers the Registrar General to issue notices to business owners to comply in filing their returns. But there is another provision whereby it talks about it imposes penalty. But that penalty, when you look at it, it requires like going to court for the courts to actually, how would I say, determine or decide the matter. So there are 2 provisions in the Act. So when you look at these 2 provisions, it's like somehow contradictory. One gives the registrar the power, the other one talks about imposing penalty. But that penalty cannot be imposed by us. But in the Act 2, when you look at it, it will tell you, like if you register a business and you fail to file within a particular period in time, when they fail to do so, there's a penalty attached. But all these things are not implemented.
No, let's get this straight. The Act empowers the Registrar General to write notices.
To issue notices.
Issue notices.
Yes.
Have you ever issued notices to companies who fail in filing their returns? Let's take ultimate base, for example. Have you written any notice to ultimate base after failing to file their returns in May of this year?
May of this year. Just as I stated, for them to file their returns, especially with respect to government, they are required to provide audited account. Sometimes they will come and tell you.
Sorry, let's answer the question. We know that those legal requirements are the obligations of the business.
Yes, very well.
So, for us, what we want to do, they should fulfill that.
Yes.
Okay, whatever constraints they have before fulfilling that will not be our problem. For us, what we are seeing is they fail to file their return. And the law is saying the registrar needs to write in this. So now let's concentrate on that. What the businesses need to do and they didn't do it, that is for them to respond to. But as the registrar, have you written for the page?
If they are to file, they are required to present an audited account. Most of the time, they will tell you auditors are working on their audited account.
Sorry. Answer the question. Sorry, let me know. Audited days were registered in May of 2023. In May of 2024, by law, they are required to file their returns. They fail to do that. And the law says the registrar have the powers to serve a notice. Have you served any notice?
Not yet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Madam Gomez, I think this is a convenient time for us to allow members to break and have lunch. No?
Let's start out for 5 minutes.
No, let's start adjourn for 10, 15 minutes for people to go and have lunch.
Yes.
But before we do that, can
you have eat?
The members here are not busy. Some of these we are.
It's already filed. No problem. I don't mind 10 minutes later. It's 5 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. Before we do that, can we do the final submission to the clerk for the audited page? Yes.
Thank you.
Madam, the judge is aggravating. The house suspended for 10 minutes, huh? No, 10 minutes, okay.
I'll
Yes.
The tax company that was Creed Energy Limited. This was a company that was incorporated in the country. The date of incorporation is 7th of May 2021. Principal office is Kololi, Senegal Main Road.
Day of incorporation?
7th day of May 2021. Principal office, Kololi, Senegal Main Road, KM. Status is registered liability for profit. The company directors okay, at the time of incorporation, after the registration of or incorporation of this particular company, the directors were one Eric Bina. Eric Bina.
Can you spell it?
Secretariat by nationality. E-L-I-K.
E-L-I-K.
P-L-I-N.
P-L-I-N.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Sorry. The first name is E-L-I-K-P-L-I-N.
Okay.
Yeah, the surname is Bina. B-I-N-A-H.
I.
N-A-H. Yes. Address is Ghana. Ghana, nationality Ghanaian. And the second director at the time was Clement. Clement, C-L-E-M-E-N-T. Nana. Adu, A-D-U.
Edu.
Yes. Korante.
K.
O-R-A-N. Quran.
Quran.
T-A-N-G.
Quran.
Yes. He was also director at the time, and a Ghanaian by nationality. And then the third is Usman Drame. Address Obo Bulu. Obo Bulu. Company secretary, Sheriff Kumbajo. Gambia, occupation student.
Who?
Usman Drame. Yes.
The student. Not telephone number.
We need the telephone number. Okay. The company secretary is Sheriff Kumbajo. Well, here, instead of the name of the individual, it's the name of the itself, the law firm that is written.
The law firm. Sheriff Kumbajo.
Sheriff Kumba and Co. Yes.
The farm is second.
Hmm? address Kololi Senegal. Occupation lawyer. Solicitors. The shareholders. Okay, the shareholders at the time we are Clement Nana Adu Korante, Usman Zame, Eli. Huh? Okay. The type of business, the shareholders, Clement Nana Adu Korante, Usman Drame and Eric Pilbina. Yes. But now, the current shareholders, there are some changes that happen. I'm trying to look for the extra that I got. Okay. Okay. And the term is 45, and 10%. So let me just go back to the memorandum. Okay. Binat, Eric Prim holds 45% shares in this particular company. Clement holds 45% and Usman 10%. So the share capital of the company was 1 million. As part of the objects of the company, it's like a type of business, energy consultancy, petroleum trading, and retailing, allied activities, and lawful general trade. After this company was incorporated, sometime in April, 26th day of April 2023, they filed for notice of directors. It should be notice of change of directors. Yes. And they also filed for allotment of shares. But as of now, the current shareholders are Binta Kesanya and Clement. Now they are the current existing shareholders of this particular company. Their share is 90 and 10%. Clement holds 90 and Binta holds 10%. And they are also the current directors of this particular company.
During internet,
Yes, because you pose the question with respect to the notice of change of directors.
Yeah. Chair,
I don't know facilitate this. It's need to be like that. So, are we done with that?
Not yet. This notice of change of director. Basically, if you look at the current existing shareholders, it means Usman and this elected are no longer directors of this particular company. They are replaced by Binta, who is both a shareholder and a director.
What do you do about the notice?
You notice? Yes, this thing is trying to do.
Okay, next one. While you keep on second, we can proceed.
I have their memorandum and authorization.
Take us through.
Company. I take you to the memo. Okay, name of company is Green Energy Limited. The nature of business is to carry on business of energy consultancy, petroleum trading, and retailing, alternative energy solution, and petroleum financing and other related activities, both within and outside the Gambia. The other one is to engage in or transact any lawful activities or businesses permitted under the laws of the Gambia or any other state, country, territory, or nation, as the country may from time to time determine. Then you have the liabilities, the share capital, and then the subscribers to this company. That's been Clement and Usman. That's after incorporation at the time, if we had to. They file their returns on the 17th day of October 2022, but they are yet to file for 2023. It has been entered, but it indicates payment pending, so meaning they have not paid. They may have paid, or maybe there is an issue with the receipts also.
Let us be clear here. They paid 2022.
Yes, they filed their returns for 2022, but they were incorporated in 2021, but they have filed their returns for 22. But they are yet to file for 23 and 24. But I've realized that it has been entered, but it indicates payment pending. It's due.
Okay.
Even 24 is due.
Let me open the floor for questions. Yeah? Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Chair. With regards to the filing that was done by Create Energy in 2023, you did indicate that Create Energy.
Okay.
You did indicate that in your system, it is indicating that entered but not paid. What does that mean?
It is payment pending.
Payment pending. So,
Sometimes, but it's something that is at the level of the accountant or the cashier, as we call it. Like for instance, sometimes they may pay, but maybe if the connection is poor, they might not be in a position. But I don't know how they go about their system. But with us, once it indicates payment pending, we don't approve it because they need to provide us with the receipt. Sometimes you may have the receipt, they may pay, but they may, due to network errors also, they are unable to process, or maybe they fail to send it. They have their own procedure.
but as part of the documents to be submitted, do you have the returns for 2023? Sorry, 2022, rather.
I have one with me. You get date of this one. 31st of May 2023. That's what I want to confirm, whether it's on an error or. Sorry, it's uploaded. Yes, I have it in the system, but I forgot to bring it up. It's here. Date of this one is 17th of October 2022. That's the day they filed their return for 2022. Yes, for 2022.
Yes, Chair? Okay. I'll post that the request for that returns of 2022 also to be submitted. Yes, I just have a last question with regards to the secretary.
Yeah.
I know as part of the requirements, the law is providing that it can be either an individual or a firm. So now, for the purpose of clarity, what is the difference between the two? And between the two, what are the requirements? If at all the secretary has to be an individual, what are the qualifications? And alternatively, as provided by law, if at all it is going to be a firm, as in this case where Sirif Kumba and Co are the secretaries, what are the requirements?
Basically, I don't think there is any set of requirements for company secretary. Just as you know, it can be a firm, it can be an individual. But sometimes they may not even be who are legal minded. Because most of the time, sometimes company secretaries are people who are not even legal minded. These are just natural persons.
Did you do any background check with regards to the confirmation of Sheriff Kumba and Co.
Well, I know he's a legal practitioner, a private legal practitioner of Banana.
The question is in relation
To this
to the
particular.
farm. Yes, for some it is the farm that is representing. That's why we are particular about the requirements. If we do any confirmation with regards to the farm itself.
Actually, no, because Sheriff was one time a colleague. He was a state council at a ministry prior to him going into private practice. But I know he's into private practice, but I've not done any due diligence or anything with respect to his farm. To be frank, I have not.
Sheriff as an individual
Yes.
is different from the separate entity of Sheriff Kumba and Co.
I don't even know those working. I don't even know the councils working.
No. Even those councils are different from, they can only be agents.
Yes.
So now, knowing Sheriff over the years is relevant. But now the question is on the existence of the farm as a separate legal entity operating. Or is it that wasn't necessary since they were serving as legal secretary?
Well, I've never thought of it.
Okay.
But I know prior to him opening his own law firm, he was attached to a senior private lawyer at the time. It
No,
was later that he went and established his own firm.
no, I will repeat again. Sheriff as an individual is different from Sheriff Kumba and Co. as a separate entity. And it is Sheriff Kumba and Co. that is serving as the legal secretary to the combine. That's why we want that confirmation. But in the absence of
Well, I've
this,
not done any.
share that with you.
Thank you very much, Madam Governor, for the information. Now, on the returns that were made by Cape Energy for 2022,
Yeah.
did they provide you with their audited financial statements together with the returns? Because normally the returns actually together, you need to also bring that. Did they provide you with the audited financial statement for that particular year?
Well, for this company in particular, I'll not be in a position to say because I don't even know where this filing was done. As I said, some documents are filed in the country, others are done in my name.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are instances in which sometimes some of these, let's say the shareholders or the individuals working in those companies will come forward and tell you that like the business is not, let's say, operational, or since when they registered this business, they've not got into it until they are trying to look for, how will I call it, partners or whatever, or funds or whatever, to set up to begin this thing, to commence their operations. So sometimes, like as of now, some of the what we do, now we do tell them to swear for affidavits, whereby they will bring it to say, let's say, like request for waiver of submission of audited accounts, and whereby they will put in their accounts to say maybe they are yet to commence operation, and since when they registered also, or they have, they intend to commence operation, so as a result, they want to regularize their status to enable them, let's say, begin operation or open an account or something.
If you have in your system that they have filed their returns, may we assume that they have provided the necessary documents for the filing of those returns? Because if somebody has given you an affidavit saying that we have not conducted any business in the previous 12 months, would you classify that as you have filed? Because this is after we have not, done any business during a particular period of time, or there is something going wrong. So would you consider that as they are filed, or you only consider file if necessary documentation are presented to you?
Sure. In place of audited accounts, sometimes they do provide financial statements. So we also do accept those things in place of audited accounts. But for this particular law firm, I cannot tell what they presented at the time of filing.
Now, may I request that in addition to the documents she's going to provide us, let us look at when they filed this return for 2022, what documents were presented, and can you have a copy of those documents as well?
accept financial reports. Is that correct?
Financial?
Say in lieu of audited financial statements, you accept
Audited accounts. We
audited
accept
accounts.
financial statements. Yes.
What's the difference between?
Well, audited accounts, it is a document that is prepared, I think, by a general accountant or whatsoever, where they highlight all their expenditure, whatsoever. But for financial statements, this is a statement that will be prepared by, let's say, an accountant or somebody who is responsible for this thing, for their financial issues.
I'll help you there.
Yes.
As you rightly stated, the initial one
Not a
is
statement issued by now.
the initial one is prepared by an independent individual to express an unbiased opinion. Okay. So what does the law say? Does the law provide or make provisions whereby in fact in-house they can just prepare financial statements and bring and file their returns without any independent unbiased opinion? Is that what you are doing?
Honorable, initially, you realize that people only come with receipts and normally in filing a return, there are some forms that are made available to the people to fill. We have forms for annual returns for companies. We have forms, annual return for individual businesses, partnership, etc. So usually, they are obliged to fill those forms and then attach it to the receipt of payment issued by the cashier, and that's what they present. But to be candid, most of the companies that do comply
Well, let's direct it to the question. You want to get this?
yes.
Is the law say audited financial statements or only financial statements?
Well, basically, I know they are required to provide an audited account in the case of companies. But the problem is, some will tell you, like some of these companies too, when you look at them, some are not into like, they are they do micro.
No, we'll come to that.
Yes.
The law is say audited financial statements.
Audited accounts, yes.
Audited accounts, that's the audited financial statements.
Yes.
Why do you make allowances for the breaching in your financial statements?
When I joined in that department,
You are the legal secretary now.
Yes.
Tell us in your position. Yes. In your position, why do you allow them to only provide you with financial statements and not audited ones?
sometimes I go to an extent of rejecting, especially when I see your company was incorporated a couple of years ago, or looking at their activities, you can actually tell that they are into operation. But they will tell you that they've not been operated, especially when they bring in this affidavit. To me, even this affidavit, like they should not be taken as a replacement for audited accounts. Because most of them, they just try to avoid paying an audited firm to do that thing. They would rather prefer coming up with an affidavit which is cheaper and could easily be obtained.
No, wait. The issue is not with the private companies anymore. The law is clear. The law said audited financial statements. Let's take quick end, for example. A company that starts with an initial share capital of $1 million. They are paying salaries, they are paying their expenses. But at the end of the day, they cannot pay external auditors to come and audit their books. You allow them to just prepare financial statements and you provide them. Is that constitutional?
For this particular one, I don't
No,
know whether they have brought in an audited account or not, except I go back to our records, either in Kanjur or Banjul.
What is the minimum share capital requirement to form a company? What is the minimum value? 500,000. Now let's forget about the enemy. Let's take a company that incorporates and starts with 500,000. They paid their expenses, they are operating, and at the end of the year, they fail to hire external auditors to audit their accounts, and you still give them a waiver to give you financial statements. Is that the constitution?
Well, it's supposed to.
Okay. So, that is unlawful, right?
Very well.
It's unlawful. Your opinion is what we want. It's unlawful. We want your opinion on that. Is it lawful or unlawful?
Rather say unlawful. If there any other appropriate word that could be used.
Then you can use it. Chair, I submit.
She is going to confirm whether the original financial statements were available or otherwise.
Yes, we are made available at the time of
At
filing.
the time.
Yes.
So we need that confirmation, and the information should also be provided.
Sorry, so in the event it's not available, do I have to put something, do I have to put it in writing?
Yes. Fine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
No, because I asked the question earlier.
Yes.
That is to confirm if it's required.
The documents.
Exactly. Yeah, it is a requirement. It is a requirement. Yes, so that means we expect to have those documents. Because we can't say somebody can file when in fact there is not provide all the necessary documents. Yeah. So let's have all the documents represented as well.
Sorry, if you will permit me, most of the entities or businesses that are registered, especially with respect to companies, it's, well, some are in compliance, but majority are not in compliance.
In fact, that's where we have an issue. Who's responsible to make them compliant? Who's responsibility is it?
Well, it's the duty of the register
It is,
of companies.
okay. All right. But we can confirm that there's a gap in terms of ensuring that they are compliant in terms of the insurance stuff like that.
Very well.
Okay, thank you.
My question is, you say on the 5th April 2023, you received notice for change of directors or shareholders. Was there any document attached to that notice? If so, what was that document?
So just for the reference. Because normally when it comes to notice of change of directors, shareholders or secretary, they are required to file a resolution which is accompanied with maybe a particular form that they are required to fill. So together with those forms, that is what they submit and then pay the necessary fees before that is approved.
Do you have that document available with you?
With me, I don't, except I go back to.
Can you provide us?
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Chair, just in addition to this document that I requested, I would like her to confirm, is it possible to get the list of companies in terms of their compliance for the last 3 years, for example? You know, we are looking at companies that started since 2021. So we may look at the compliance in 2022, 2023, and 2024. Is it possible to get a list of companies and their compliance?
Basically, the way the system is, companies and associations are all merged together. So that requires thorough work. That means not doing your work, not to be candid other now, maybe later.
You mean companies and individuals?
No, not companies and associations. They are all merged together under the current system we are using. So I told you this current system, it does not provide for an organization.
Yeah, but do you export your reports, for example, to Excel? Can you export it to Excel, or your reports are only maybe PDF or so? Is it possible for you to convert that report into Excel, where you can actually do the sorting?
Well, I don't know whether it's possible, except maybe with the assistance of an IT expert. But
Yes.
in particular, I don't think I know you
Okay, can you try to see if we can get that? Because that will be very helpful for us to see all the companies and their rate of compliance in terms of their returns and
That have been filed since when?
2022, 2023, 2024.
You mean from 2022
Yes.
to date?
Yes.
Well, I will try my best to see whether it's good.
I mean, by next week, by next week.
I'll be informed, but I'll try my best because I know it requires a lot of steps.
Chair, I thought that was fine, but just for the purpose of clarity.
Yes.
If you still are available, can you confirm for us the initial share capital of Apogee as at the time of incorporation?
The time of incorporation.
Yes.
Apogee.
Yes.
That means I have to go in, download
Chair,
the memo.
can you look at the documentation that was provided in respect of Apogee and you confirm their initial share capital as at the time of incorporation? It's important. And Chair, if we can equally reference the documents as they are on, we mark them.
For the share capital, maybe if you make reference to that memo.
No, yeah. Chair, if you see, we continue to her so that she can make the reference. You can give her the reference. No, let's not do the reference first, Chair.
These documents are already been presented. If it goes for a court of law and they are marked and everything, will you request for them to be given back again? Thank you. It's 100,000.
Thank you very much. And Aaron, you did tell us that the minimum requirements with respect to share capital for incorporation of companies is 500,000. How do we reconcile to?
So let me see, maybe it was let me go back.
It's good that we didn't mark them, right?
Sorry, probably be let me go back. At the fee scale. Okay, with respect to the filing fee, it's dependent on the share capital. Like for the registration of a company, the share capital determines the filing fee. For the registration of a company whose share capital is up to 500,000, meaning up to, it can be below. It's 10,000 and 1,000. Only one is $11,000. And then share capital above 500,000 to 1 million is $15,000. Together with 1,000, somehow separated, but now the system is 16,000. That's what is indicated in the receipt. And then share capital above 1 million is 21,000.
So in essence, there is no, regulation with regards to that.
With regards to that, I think it is up to. Yes.
Okay. That we can take note of that. The initial 500,000 was a slip of the tongue. No, what happens is the only bearing it has is regards to the tax element, how you the fees. So one can equally say, sorry, Madam Minister.
So, yes.
Madam Minister, even though the law doesn't provide, yes, even though the law doesn't provide, Apple, their intent, their object clause is to trade in petroleum. Right? That is their object clause. No, what I'm saying, I just need confirmation. Their intent, the object clause is, trading in petroleum and petroleum-related products. That is an industry worth millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. So a company that is going to trade hundreds of millions of dollars, starting only with $100,000. Don't you think that's rather a starting point to do the proper due diligence?
Well, we're not mandated per se to look at share capital. The share capital is determined by the directors, the shareholders, or those that do the filing on behalf of. Those that present the documents, when they draft their memorandum, they state whatever should say. So when they bring them, our role is to look at the documents, see if they are in compliance. If it meets the necessary requirement, we register them. The same applies to Forest Bureau and the like. There when they come, how do we just to register them? Ask whether they will meet up the requirement to central or not. It's not on our side.
The forex bills are regulated because the central bank has the minimum threshold. But you would agree with me that the share capital have a direct correlation with the fees that they are going to pay. Yes, and that is the point we are getting at. And those fees are the taxes and the revenue that goes to the government coffers. We will not hold you into anything, but we also need your advice here to know whether companies are deliberately undervaluing their share capital during the time of incorporation and at the level of your office. If at all you are privy to that, you can share that information with the committee that can enhance our recommendation. Because this is a case that can stand out. But I will leave that to you. Can you advise us? Their share capital at the time of incorporation has a direct correlation with the fees they are going to pay. Looking at the nation, unless and until Apoli Gather Limited do not want to trade in petroleum products. But it's crystal clear that if at all their intent is to operate in petroleum product, their initial share capital cannot be 100,000. It cannot be. That is the absolute fact. It cannot be 100,000. It cannot be. So that's why I am putting it to you. Since you are a register of companies, every day or two, documents will come to you. Have it ever come to your notice that companies are deliberately undervaluing their assets, the relations to their share capital, so as to really reduce the value of this they will pay which will come as revenue to the government? Which is true. So what would you recommend to the committee so that we can adopt it? How do we help as a committee? What can we do?
Yes, it's along the same lines. You are aware, for example, if you are a financial institution, for example, a bank, there's a minimum financial requirement that you have, the CRO have to provide. Likewise, if you are a microfinance institution or an insurance company, there's a minimum that you have to provide. What we are trying to get at is, in this instance, for example, those petroleum products, they should be required, to have a certain test as well. Because the lower the amount, we need to government actually reduce it, and definitely all know, to be trading in petroleum products, if it's $100 million, maybe it is too small. So what we are trying to see is it seems there is a gap in our laws, in relation. That's exactly what we are trying to get at. Example. Okay. No, it's fine. Well, I didn't say anything. But what we are trying to say is just confirm that you agree because there is a gap in that regard. Because government is actually losing revenue on that particular aspect, as opposed to when you look at the finance industry. Exactly. Thank you.
The very thing I say, what they are saying, this is a gap in our legal framework, and we can be better guided by the people in that field. And you are the one having the cover of the activities, so there is no other person better suited for that advice than you. But I will withdraw, asking you for the recommendation, and now I will leave you to the committee, which might be stronger than whatever you will give us. But thank you very much. Thank you.
Who are you coming? No, I'll just invite you guys to keep that as one of our recommendations for one of the
Without any other question, can we proceed to the presentation? Can we have a presentation? Madam, she's coming for the presentation.
The list you are requesting, sorry, the gentleman. The list you are requesting with respect to companies that were incorporated from 2022 to today, you mean?
Yes.
You are adding more.
No. Because we have this company that is actually registered in 2021 here.
Yes.
In your presentation. So they are expected to file their return in 2022. So I'm looking for those ones for that were in 2021, 2022, 2023. Those are the years.
Up to 2022.
Exactly. If you register in 2021, you're supposed to file your return in 2022. Then 2022, 2023, 2024. The returns that are due for 2022, 2023, and 2024. That's there. And of course, the return due for 2022 before those years are 2024.
Yes, Honorable.
Thank you so much. We want to apologize to bring back these documents that are presented to us for you to help us do the exhibits together. So,
So I should mark them as exhibits.
that's why I wanted this will be one of the right? And then this one.
Jadi